Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is very early. For a vlog, it's early. It is 2:45 p.m. and this is actually the first video that I am making today. But I didn't vlog yesterday, so I thought I want to make sure that I get my vlog done. So I'm gonna film it first today instead of filming my other videos, because what is happening is I'm sitting down to film videos. Like yesterday I did my drama video, and after I filmed it and started uploading it and everything, I started getting really tired. And so I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit. Alex came home early and he was like in bed looking at TikToks and stuff. He's like obsessed with watching full episodes of Friends on TikTok, but it's like 2 to 3 minutes of like an episode at a time, and then it just like rolls over into like, it's like a whole episode, but like just 2 to 3 minutes at a time. So he watches like full episodes of Friends. And so I just like lay there next to him and just kind of like laugh until I fall asleep. And he was in bed because I was making videos and stuff, and so I like took down my ring light. I was like, I am too tired to film any other. I was gonna film a Peterisms video and a Peter Does Stuff video, and I was like, I am too tired. And so I went upstairs and I told Alex, I said, I'm just gonna lay down for like 20 minutes. And I set my alarm for like 20 minutes. And then I like woke up when the alarm went off, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down for like another hour. And I set my alarm for an hour with all intentions of getting up and vlogging. And the alarm went off and I just turned it off and I just kept on sleeping. And I woke up like last night at like 9 o'clock or something like that. I must have really needed the rest. I don't know. When I went to my neurologist the other day, he told me that it's probably gonna be a few weeks to a few months of me getting used to this new medicine that I'm on, Keppra, which one of the side effects, well, one of the side effects is weight loss and loss of appetite, but the other side effect, there's a lot of side effects, but one of the side effects is that it makes you like really lethargic. And I'm just finding it like difficult to just even do a whole lot throughout the day. I find myself getting really tired. And the thing is like I can sit here in a chair and just kind of like zone out and talk to my neighbors and whatever. But then I get to the point where I'm just like so exhausted, and I did do a lot yesterday, so I think that's part of why I was so tired. I kind of forgot that for a second. That I got up yesterday. I got up at like 9:30 or 10 and got ready and took an Uber to my hair appointment, and then got my haircut. So here's my new haircut. And then Caroline picked me up for my hair appointment, and we went to lunch at Cafe Patashu, and then after that we went to the post office and I picked up some packages that I had there, and I'm gonna do a Peter Does Stuff video unboxing all of that stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've picked up over like the last 3 weeks at the post office box, and it's all just like sitting in the kitchen, so I need to do an unboxing of that. And then we went to Costco, and then we went to Target, and by the time that I was like at Target, I told Caroline, I said, I am like exhausted. And so got home, and I was like sitting out here relaxing, and I kind of like had planned, I mean I was gonna do my vlog, but I had kind of planned that I wasn't gonna film any other videos. I just was so tired. And then I was like, okay, you can pop out one drama video, like you can do that. So I went in and I filmed that drama video, and then like after that I just was so exhausted. And like I said, Alex came home early, so it wasn't my intention to not vlog yesterday. Had every intention of vlogging yesterday. I just got so tired. And then by the time that I got up, it was like, you know, 9 o'clock, and it was dark outside, and I didn't want to film out here in the dark because the quality sometimes, I mean, I've done it, but like the quality is not great. So today I was like, I am going to film my vlog early so that I can make sure that I get it up in time. But anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. You know, it's interesting just doing these menial things, like going to get my hair cut or walking around Costco or Target. Like it really takes it out of me. Like I'm really tired. And I think starting tomorrow or Saturday, I'm going to start trying to walk around the neighborhood for like a half an hour, because I think if I start getting more active, I think that will help. I have not been drinking a lot of coffee, and yesterday at Target, I bought 2 bottles of the iced coffee, and so I'm having some iced coffee today, and it's kind of waking me up a little bit. I mean, I feel alert today. I feel awake. But I, in all honesty, could probably go upstairs to bed and lay down and fall asleep like that. I'm tired all the time. And so I've been really trying to push myself. I'm not even, in all honesty, I'm not even sure if I'm going to make videos on my other channel today, because it's beautiful outside today. It's like 85 in Indianapolis. It's supposed to rain the next couple days, so I can make videos the next couple days. But, and I have a couple different friends that have like asked me to do stuff. My friend Valerie asked me to do something, and some other people. And so I'm like, well, maybe I'll just like take the day off and just kind of like try to enjoy myself and relax. So I may do that. I don't know. I texted Valerie back to ask her like what time she wanted to hang out, because she was wanting to do something earlier. And if I don't, then I probably will make some other videos. But I definitely have videos that I want to make. I have like 3 or 4 things that I need to review that people have sent me. One of which is this heated vest that this company reached out to me because they knew that like I did my vlogs on the front porch. And so they asked me if I would review it. Well, they sent it to me like right before we went to Florida. And then I came back and I got sick, and they've continued to like ask me like, are you gonna do this video? And I'm like, yeah, but like I've been sick, so I haven't done it. So I want to do that, but like when it's 85 degrees outside, to do a review of a heated vest is probably not the greatest time, you know? So, so yeah. Anyway, I'm like in my head right now. Just made the bed. Boo Radley is being a little bit of a crazy dog today, running around. Took him outside for a long time, and he like ran all around the yard and was smelling everything, and he loves spring and summer. And he's doing good, and he loves, like, this is so funny, like each of our dogs loved this. Like in the bathroom we have it's like a what's that called, a skylight or whatever, and so it's like a window that's probably like 3 by 3 on our ceiling. And so during the day, it like, you know, the sun comes in and like shines down on the floor. And Pee-Pee used to, like, I would move the rug over to wherever the sun was, and he would lay down. I have pictures of it, I should pull them up, but he would lay down wherever the sun was, like on the little, like, you know, carpet in the bathroom, the little rug. And Tucker would do the same thing. And now it's so funny because I don't remember Boo Radley ever doing this before. Boo Radley will not lay down on the rug. I don't know what it is. He just stands there, like wherever the sun is, and it's so cute because he'll like stretch out, like, and he'll stretch, and but he's the cutest thing. He will not, I mean, I've moved this rug around so that he can like lay down in the sunlight. But he won't lay down on the rug. Like, he just, like, stands there. In fact, like, I texted Alex here. I have a picture because I texted Alex yesterday. And Alex said, he looks so uncomfortable. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find these pictures. Okay, so here's the first picture of him standing in the bathroom. And then the second picture is, like, and he does look uncomfortable, but he just, like, stands there. It's so funny. He won't, like, lay down on the rug. But anyway, so that's been my exciting day. Last night, what did I do last night? Well, I lay down, and then I got up and was kind of beating myself up for not vlogging and, you know, doing some other videos and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is. You're getting back. I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of things, you know, and that's what it is. So I'm slowly but surely getting back into the rhythm of things. And then I was talking to Tanya, and I was gonna watch, I've been watching that Love and Death on HBO Max, which is the Candy Montgomery story. I really don't like it. I've only watched the first episode, but Candy with Jessica Biel, that was the exact same story, was so fantastically done. And this one is okay. Like, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just the exact same show, like, the exact same story with different actors. And I don't think it's as well done, and I don't know. Tanya, she said she really likes it, so I'm going to keep on watching it. But when I was talking to her last night, she said, do you know what just came back? Well, it actually came back like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, what? And she said, you watched From, didn't you? And a lot of people have asked me about this show, and I don't think that they know that I watched it, but there's a show called From, F-R-O-M. It's on MGM, but you can watch it, like if you have regular cable, it's on regular cable on demand, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime as well, I think, if you have certain different subscriptions or whatever. But it is so good, and the second season just started. There's 3 episodes out already. So it's about this town that's like out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods, and like people drive into this town, and like once they get there, they can't leave. Like you can't get out of this town. And then there are like these ghost, spirit, devil type things that like at night, like you have to have a talisman on your door, and you have to like stay inside, and at night like they try to get you out, and then they like kill you. And so it's really dangerous to be like outside or in the woods like at night, and it's like all these people trying to like stay safe, but also like trying, it reminds me of Lost. It actually, the main character who plays the sheriff, he was actually in Lost. It kind of has that same feeling to it, and they're all trying to find out like how they can get out of this town, and like what this town is, and it's very like mysterious, and it goes back like years and years and years. So it's really good. I watched all 3 episodes last night, and then I went to bed because by that point I was like exhausted again. And so yeah, I watched that, and then I went to bed. But it was really good. Like this is where I wish like they would just put the whole season out, because I could literally like binge watch a season just like that of some of these shows. Like for example, I'm watching The Last Thing He Told Me on Apple TV, which I read the book by Laura Davy, and the book was like one of my favorite books that I read a couple years ago. And the show is with Jennifer Garner, and I don't know who the girl is that plays her daughter, but she's fantastic in it. And the show is so good. Like if you're looking for a new show, The Last Thing He Told Me on Apple TV is fantastic. It is so good, and it's so suspenseful, and it follows the book like almost identically, but it's almost kind of like, in a weird way, it's kind of like better than the book. I don't even know how to explain it. But like they only put out 1 episode a week on Fridays, and so you have to wait till every Friday to, well, it'll be out tonight at midnight, so I can watch that tonight. So yeah, but I've got a couple different shows. I'll tell you what I'm watching right now. I am watching, because you know I keep a list, Fear the Walking Dead, which apparently comes back next week, and I'm like on season 4, I think. So I've got like 4, 5, and 6. Maybe 7. I don't know how many seasons are out. I think 4, 5, and 6. So I've got like 3 seasons still to watch to catch up. Yellow Jackets, which comes out tonight. I'm not in love with Yellow Jackets this season. It's okay. I just feel like they kind of like tease out a lot of like what's happening, and then there's really no ever solutions to it. The Last Thing He Told Me. And then I'm watching Below Deck Mediterranean season 5. And then I'm watching, well, I started watching Saint X. I just put it on my list so that I would remember to watch it. I started watching like the first 5 minutes of it. Like I said, I didn't love the book, so I don't know that I'm going to watch the series. We'll see. Tanya thought it was really good, or she thinks it's really well done. It's another one where they're releasing like an episode a week. And then Love and Death on HBO Max, Real Housewives of Atlanta, which just started this week, and then From season 2. Those are the shows that I'm watching. And then RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars starts tomorrow. And today is my 7-year BookTube anniversary. I can hardly believe it. It seems surreal to me. And so that's today. And then Sunday is the 15-year anniversary since my mom has passed away, which seems unbelievable to me. My mom's best friend, her sorority sister that she lived with for a long time, not just in college, but after college as well, Susie, my Aunt Susie from Colorado, is visiting actually. Her daughter graduated from Indiana University last weekend, and so she was here for that, and then she stayed in town for another week to visit her high school friend. So we are going to have lunch tomorrow. I'm really excited about seeing her. We were kind of having a hard time like meeting up, and I was like, Susie, if we don't make it, like, meeting up, like, it's okay. Like, you know, I don't want you to, like, stress yourself out and whatever. Because she has, like, a lot of people that she's seeing while she's here in town and stuff like that. She was like, oh, no. She was like, you've got to see me because this might be the last time you ever see your Aunt Susie. I was like, she calls herself Mother Susie to me. So she's like, this might be the last time you see your Mother Susie. I was like, Susie, don't say that. Oh, my God. So anyway, so I'm really excited about that. She's going to come and pick me up tomorrow, and we're going to go have, she and her friend from high school that I know real well, and we're going to go have lunch, which is nice. Like, you know, I don't really have that many people anymore in my life, you know, other than, like, Caroline. My dad, you know, obviously, but, like, he and I don't talk about my mom that much. But I don't really have that many people in my life that knew my mom, like, intimately, like, knew her really well. And so, and it's not like when Susie and I talk, like, we don't, dare I say this, okay? So, Susie and I don't talk about a lot about, like, I mean, we just kind of gossip and, you know, talk about people that, like, she and my mom knew and stuff like that. But I have to tell you, interesting story. So, one of my mother and Susie's sorority sisters in college that they knew very, very well, and I actually have a book that she wrote and signed to my mother, and she, like, wrote her maiden name and was like, oh my God, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff to her, has been in the news a lot this week, and that is Eugene Carroll, who my mom and Susie always called Jeannie Carroll. I guess she went by Jeannie in college or whatever. Surreal, because I've met her a couple times, and, like, way back in the day when I was growing up as a kid and stuff like that. And so it's, like, surreal to see this woman that, you know, I know via my mom. But anyway, so if y'all have been following all of that. But it's so weird that she was, like, a sorority sister of my mom's and, like, lived with my, like, my mom and her didn't have, like, an apartment together, but they lived in, like, the sorority house together, and, my mom knew her really well and stuff like that way back in the day. Anyway, bizarre. So, so yeah, I'm really excited about seeing Susie tomorrow, and, it'll be fun. And Alex might meet us for lunch too. She was like, please have Alex come. And so I think Alex is going to try to get off work early tomorrow and go and meet us for lunch wherever we end up going, which I hope he can because he loves Susie so much. And Susie was really good friends with my Aunt Kathy too. So, like, the last time that she and I hung out, like, for a long period of time, she stayed with my Aunt Kathy, and that was before my aunt passed away. So I think Caroline and I were talking about that. It's been like 5 or 6 years. 6 years, I think Caroline said yesterday. But yeah, it's bizarre, you know. It's like, it's been 15 years, and I was telling my neighbor this today. She and I were talking. She came over here and sat down with me, my neighbor to the left, Laura, and we were talking, and I said, you know, it's been 15 years since my mom passed away, and it's so bizarre, you know. And I said, I don't really, like, I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her, like, on some level, you know, like, even just, like, walking out here, I'll think, oh, my mom would love my flowers or something like that. But, like, I don't think about her or grieve her in the way that I did 15 years ago, you know, or even 10 years ago. I don't know. It's weird to think that my mom would be 70, she'd be turning 79 this year. Is that right? 70? Hold on a second. That's not right. 76 maybe? Hold on a second. Oh, she'd be turning 80 this year. That's so weird. Yeah, I can't even. That must have been my mom speaking to me. Well, now that the camera is up, I'll have to show you. I bought some new plants. Hold on a second. So I bought this fern up there. And then I bought this purple plant over here. Can you see it? I don't know if I can't see it. But anyway, I bought that purple plant. So I've got all these flowers over here. Flowers over here. So anyway, that was weird. The camera just fell over. It never does that. I have it on this tripod, and this is not the world's greatest tripod. But anyway, that was weird, wasn't it? Valerie hasn't texted me back yet. I wonder why not. So yeah, so that's tomorrow that I'm gonna be hanging out with her. And, you know, I'm gonna say this on this channel. I think I was gonna say it on my drama channel, and I'm probably gonna say it on there too. But because it's obvious to me that this person watches like every move that I make, I'm gonna say it over here on this channel as well. You know, I've tolerated a lot in my career on YouTube. I've had a lot of people say things to me. I've had a lot of people, you know, go off in comments about things and say things. And I rarely, if ever, block people on Twitter, on comments. I mean, even over here where I have made it very, very clear, if I feel like I need to block you, I will block you on my vlog channel. I've made that very clear, and I've made it clear that I don't typically block on my other channels. That being said, I have kind of, I think, allowed myself be open to people that make not critical statements, but cruel statements, uncalled for statements. And, you know, it's no surprise to me that there are people out there that don't like me, or think that I'm the world's biggest liar, or that I'm disingenuous, or that I'm telling stories, or whatever. I don't really care, you know? Like, I get on here, I tell my life, I talk about what's going on with my life, and, hey! And that's who I am. You know, if you want to try to fact check everything that I say and say, well, on, you know, June 16th of 2019, you said this, and on 2021, you know, May 1st, you said this, and these contradict each other, and so you're the biggest liar in the world. Okay, go right ahead. You know, one of the things that my friend Tanya always says is, you want to find a real liar. A real liar is somebody that consistently tells the exact same story with the exact same details every single time. Nobody tells the same story twice the exact same way. You just don't remember details that way as a human being, right? So here's my issue. So I did this video yesterday, and I have a couple people on Twitter that I have to tell you, like, I've come real close to blocking because they just they pick apart my medical issues, they pick apart my recovery, they pick apart like anything they possibly can, and I'm just like, okay, it's so obvious to me that you don't like me, okay? But I don't, and I haven't yet. But I may start, because it's just at this point, I'm just kind of like, I have been courteous enough to not block you. In fact, I mean, there's a person out there that, like, whenever they, like, come for me, I always say things like, you know, thank you for your concern, or, you know, I'm, like, very, very nice, very civil about it, right? And, so I was looking through my comments on my drama video that I did yesterday, and, you know, like, I did my video about Trisha Paytas yesterday, and so, I got this comment. I actually, like, I screenshot and saved the comment. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. No, I didn't save it, did I? No, what I did was, I did not save the comment. What I did was, I went in, so I don't know if people know this, but like if you leave a comment on my video as a creator, I can go in and I can see all of the other comments that you have left me in the past. I can see every single comment that you've ever left me. So for example, if you're somebody that, like, and these are not the kind of people that I would ever block, right? But like, let's say if I make a video about Jeffree Star, and then somebody comes out and they says, you have a hate boner against Jeffree Star. I can go in and look at their comments, and typically a lot of those people that are like super fans of Jeffree Star, like every one of their comments that they've left me is in defense of Jeffree Star, which is totally fine, right? Like, I mean, that goes along with the gig. But when I looked at this person's, their comments that they had left me, what I found was that every comment that they had left me on my videos was about something to do with my recovery. And questioning my recovery and questioning the way that I do my recovery. And the comment that they left on the video yesterday, which the video was about Trisha Paytas, okay? The comment, which was probably, I mean, it was like a paragraph like this long, and it was all about me being in the hospital and talking about the pain medication and talking about how, like, one of the nurses or two of the nurses, like, wouldn't give me pain medication. But then I went and I said that I could go into any hospital and get anything that I wanted to get because even though I'm an addict in recovery, yada, 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 which was completely contradictory. And so I was contradicting myself, and I was basically the world's biggest liar and all this kind of stuff. First of all, it had nothing to do with the Trisha Paytas video whatsoever. I'm not really sure why they put it on that channel, or why, unless they just wanted to draw attention to it or whatever. But there was this long comment, and I thought, you know, here's the deal. I share my story of recovery, and I think this is really important for people to know. When I got sober at 22 and a half years old, and I haven't even really shared some of the things that have gone on before I got sober. Like, my life was a mess. I mean, it was disgusting. You know, I've shared stories like having drug dealers put guns in my mouth and things like that. It was really scary. It was life or death to me. When people question your recovery or question your honesty and your integrity with your recovery, when that's the story that you're sharing, I truly believe that what they are saying is that they're in some kind of way believing that you're deceptive, and I think that's wishing death on an addict. I really do, okay? Instead of being supportive of that person. When I got sober, you know, I got sober, I would say in the early days, to get people off my ass. You know, my dad was on me, my friends were on me. I originally got sober because I just didn't want people on my ass anymore saying, like, you have a problem, you have a problem, you have a problem. But over time, what happened was, because of the peace of mind that I had, because of the serenity in my heart that I had, because of the changes that I was making, because I was becoming a different person, what happened was I started staying sober for me. Yes, obviously it's a directly resulting or directly affecting the people in my life around me that, you know, as a result of me being sober, you know, like, I'm not affecting them in a negative way anymore. But I stay sober because of me. I stay sober to have a better life. I stay sober to have better relationships in my life. I stay sober to have peace of mind. The trash guy is going to go by in just a second, so it's going to be real loud. Hold on. Oh, he went the other way. I stay sober to have better relationships in my life. I stay sober to be able to do YouTube or to remain in my home, you know, or to stay alive. And, you know, those are the reasons why I stay sober today. So the reason I share my story, you know, because it would be very easy for me to never talk about my recovery whatsoever in my YouTube videos, to never share my story, to never talk about being sober. I mean, it's a major part of my life, but, like, I mean, I do drama on that channel, so I don't have to talk about recovery. I don't have to update people on what's going on. I could just be like a lot of other YouTubers out there and keep my private life private and not talk about that stuff. The reason that I do it is to plant a seed. And what I mean by that is that if I share my story with somebody, even if they're not ready, even if their family member's not ready, maybe in some small way, I'm giving one person some hope out there. And in 7 years of being on YouTube, if I have even helped just one person, if I've just given one person some hope, whether it's an addict or an alcoholic, whether it's a family member of one, whether it's a friend of one, whatever, if I've even just given one person some hope that they too can make it to the other side, then I feel like I've done my job, okay? And so when I get these disparaging comments from people that are questioning every move that I make with my recovery, when I don't have to answer to anybody, you know, like, it's very, very interesting to me, first of all, that somebody, when I'm so forthright and talking about going to meetings and talking to my sponsor and all of these things, and I talk about all of that to help somebody, so that if somebody is going through the same situations that I went through with pain medication, not to get picked apart and have somebody question me 50 times, right? Which, trust me, I can stand on my own. If that person wants to call me up and have a conversation about it, I don't have a problem with that, you know? Because I know the truth. But, like, the reason I share those stories is to help somebody else, because there might be an addict or an alcoholic out there that's going through the exact same situation that I am. That's why I share those things, you know? And so I blocked the person. I looked on their comments, and I realized that, like, every comment is a comment like, it doesn't matter if I'm doing like a Shane Dawson video, they turn it into a recovery comment, right? Oh, well, you're taking Shane Dawson's inventory. I thought you weren't supposed to take anybody's inventory in recovery. And I was like, you know what? I've had it with this. You're blocked. I'm done with you, okay? And so, and I'm sure they'll make another account and they'll start, you know, commenting back and whatever, and I'll block them again. But I had for a long time said that, like, you know, people can say what they want to say. And I truly believe that. Like, if you want to come for me and say, hey, if you want to say, you know, like, your hair's messed up or you're the old man. I mean, I get a lot. A couple people commented on my video yesterday and said, you're way too old to be talking about this. Okay, that's fine, right? If somebody wants to disagree and say, use hateful language to disagree with my opinion on videos, that's fine too, okay? But to pick apart something that is my life stone, to pick apart something that I share from the bottom of my heart, you know, if people want to ask educated questions and say, you know, I always understood that, it stopped. If somebody wants to ask an educated question and say, I always understood in recovery that yada, 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 okay, that like, we don't take people's inventory in recovery. So, but you're in a drama video and you're doing this, like, I don't have a problem answering that question, okay? We don't take people's inventory about their recovery. But when you're talking about somebody in a YouTube video, that's different, okay? And one of the hard things for me through the years, and I've talked to my sponsor about this, and I've talked to my friends in recovery, you know, one of the hard things has been reconciling being in recovery and also doing drama. Like, that has been kind of difficult through the years, you know, to kind of figure out and reconcile and whatever. I think at the end of the day, I get it. Like, I know there are people out there that don't like me. I totally understand that. And they're gonna continue to make comments of saying that they don't like me, and they're gonna question everything that I do and every move that I make, and on and on and on. I totally understand that. And you know, back in the day, I would never have addressed this in a video because I would have said, you're giving them the power that they want. And people would say, oh, you're giving them the power that you want, right? But the reason that I'm addressing this today is this. I want people to know, if you ask ignorant questions, if you say, okay, if you ask something in an ignorant way or in a horrible, cruel way, I'm gonna block you, okay? Because I'm done with it at this point. I share my story of anything in my life, whether it's marriage counseling, grief with my mother, my recovery, going through medical issues, whatever. I share that to help other people because I am a believer in turning your wounds into wisdom and sharing your story and planting a seed, okay? So if your goal is to come over here and question everything that I do and find discrepancies in my stories and where I contradict myself, you're gonna find it, okay? You're gonna find where on one day I said something else and on another day I said something completely opposite. You're gonna find it. That's just reality and that's human nature, okay? People say things one way and they say things another way. If you wanna ask me about that, I'll own up to it. You know, my issue with YouTubers is when they say something and they lie and they back it up and they say, I never lied, I didn't say that. If you want to say something to me and say, I'm confused, Peter, like on such and such day you said this and on such and such day you said that. My friend Tanya Jean says to me all the time, I can change my opinion from 1 minute to the next. I'm a human being, you know, I might change my opinion. It might be that I changed my opinion. It might be that I didn't remember what I said. And maybe I just need to, you know, be reminded of it and own it. But if you're going to look for discrepancies in everything I said to prove that I'm the world's biggest liar, you're going to find discrepancies, okay? And if your goal is that you are a Peter Monn hater and you don't like me and that's what you want to do, have at it. But I'm not going to allow it on my channel when I'm trying to educate people about recovery. And I can tell you, at 28 years of working a 12-step program, and I work a 12-step program, and that's just my experience, strength, and hope. I know that there are other people out there that do things other ways, okay? And God love them, and I hope that they stay sober. I work a 12-step program. I go to meetings. I read the basic text. I work with a sponsor. I work steps. I do a 4-step, okay, every year with my sponsor, and we go over it in a 5th step. I'm very knowledgeable about 12-step programs. don't be coming over here and checking me on it, okay? Like, that to me is wishing somebody death when you are saying you're not telling the truth about this or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. What you're saying is you would rather have me out there using than doing what I'm doing, okay? And that's a slippery slope, and you're a dangerous person if you are wishing that on somebody. There is a person that dies every 7 minutes in this country from an opioid overdose. We should be scared about that. We shouldn't be scared about Peter Monn taking somebody's inventory that's a YouTuber on YouTube, okay? Like, that's a problem if that's your concern. If you're so concerned about recovery and addiction, get out there and do the work and be selfless, okay? Go help addicts and alcoholics. Don't be concerned about me taking somebody's inventory in a YouTube video where they got canceled because they made real inappropriate jokes for 10 years of their YouTube career. If you have a problem with that, you probably need to check where you're coming from, you know? But I just have to tell you, like, I had it the other day, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, you know? Like, email me your concerns. But to put it in the middle of a video that has absolutely nothing to do with that, and then when I go to their channel and I look at all the comments that they've left me, I'm like, oh, literally every comment that you've left me is questioning something about my recovery. Okay, and not only this, but they even quoted me on things and said, your words, not mine, where I had said certain things in videos on my Peterisms channel and on my vlog. So I know that they watch all my channels. I know you're out there watching my channel right now. And that's fine, because I have the reason I screenshotted your thing was so that as soon as you pop up on one of my other channels to comment again, I can block you. So you're just going to have to make another channel, and you can start commenting all of your hate on there again as well. But you know, this is the thing, and I want people to know this. Like, I can't even remember the last time that I blocked somebody. I mean, this is literally, it has been a long time since I have blocked somebody. And on Twitter, like, I never do it. Like, I know who the people are on Twitter that don't like me, because every time I post something on there, they're always underneath there sharing their 2 cents about it, right? And that's fine. Have your opinion about it. I'm not like somebody out there like Jaclyn Hill. It's like, oh, the world's bullying me. Like, I have figured out a long time ago, I'm 50 years old, that this is part of what goes along with being on YouTube. I get it, right? But at the same point, really check your motives and don't be ignorant about something, you know? There aren't that many people out there on YouTube. There are only a few people out there that are genuinely and sincerely sharing their stories of recovery to help other people. Why would you tear somebody down that is just trying to plant the seed of recovery? You know, I'm not forcing people. I've seen the recovery channels that are like, you have to do it this way, and I don't do that. I put out my story and I just say, this is who I am and this is what I do. If you want what I have, do what I do, and hopefully it'll work for you. And I acknowledge that there are other ways to stay sober. I acknowledge this, I acknowledge that, right? But for this person that wants to talk to me about taking my inventory, that is literally all you have done on my channel, is take my inventory left and right in the comment sections, checking my inventory of my recovery, you know? And that day, the day has come for that to be over. I'm done with it. You know, I feel blessed that, and I know I'm getting a little heated right now, and maybe rightfully so. Oh, I think my pillow covers are here from Amazon. But I feel so incredibly blessed. And I get made fun of for this too, and I don't care. You know, people will be like, oh, the Vloggerinos group, you know, they're like they always say all these old ladies that are so like defensive of you and whatever. I think it's fantastic. I feel so blessed. Oh, they are my window covers. Hold on just a second. Hey! Hey,
how you doing?
Good, how are you? Thank you. Should we do a little unboxing? Are these my window? Are these my... Ah! Look. These are my new pillow covers that I got. Ooh, they're so nice. Oh, these are so pretty. Look at these. They're like watercolors. Aren't they so pretty? Look at this one. Oh my god, I love these. I I feel so blessed that I get the positive response that I do on YouTube. You know, I don't know why I do. I mean, that was one comment, like out of 400 comments or something. One comment, right, that I've gone on for 20 minutes. And I know people will be like, Peter, why are you giving them the time of day or whatever? Well, because I think it's important. You know, if it was a comment about my hair or my voice or being old or whatever, trust me, I wouldn't be talking about it this long. My recovery is sacred to me. If you guys knew the amount of messages I get from people that say, you know, like, thank you, Peter, for sharing your story. It really inspired me. Or, Peter, thank you so much. Like, I showed my... I get a lot of comments from people that say, like, I work in a treatment program and I show, like, my patients your videos just to give them one perspective of recovery and whatever. And that's all I am. I'm just one perspective. I'm just one story. I'm not the gatekeeper of recovery. I'm just sharing my experience, strength, and hope. That's all it is, right? And I feel so blessed that I have so many people that are so supportive of me. You know, like I said this in my videos the other day, it's like, honest to God, I don't think I could have gotten through these last medical, this last bout of these medical issues without the support that I have from people. So I feel pretty blessed, like in the grand scheme of things, you know? I mean, I see other people's videos and I read their comments, and the comments are just like horrific and horrible and whatever, you know? But let's just be for real. Like, I'm a drama channel. I do drama videos. It's a gossip channel. It's a tea channel of where I'm gonna have my opinions and talk about people. You know, like, just because I'm in recovery doesn't mean that I can't gossip and have, you know, opinions about public figures and, you know, like YouTubers. It'd be just like if I was in recovery, but I was like on E! News or something, and I was on some talk show talking about celebrities like The View. It's really, and I know, and trust me, I understand that my drama channel is not like The View. I get it, okay? It's not that high and mighty. But it's really no different than that. And I think sometimes with these parasocial relationships that people get so close to these YouTubers that they are so offended if you say anything that they don't like. You know, like, I have to tell you, I was kind of surprised at how many people were like so defensive of Trisha Paytas. Like in my video, they were like, you know, like, Trisha this and Trisha that. And I'm like, okay, like, it's interesting to me how much people forget about whatever. But like I said, people have the right to their opinion, as do I. And that's why I always try to leave my comment section open. You know, and if the comment had been, like many of the comments that I got, you're completely wrong about this, your opinion about Trisha is wrong. I mean, I even got comments on there where people said, Trisha can never do anything right in your eyes, and, you know, you hate her so much, which is so not true whatsoever. I mean, Trisha's a topic that I talk about on my drama channel. She's not, like, I don't have any love or hate for the person. It's total indifference, right? Am I intrigued by her as a YouTuber and a public figure? Absolutely. You know, but that's about as far as it goes. And I think because people don't have that same perception because they watch people and they love them and whatever, just like I think many people probably watch me and they're like defensive of me and protective of me and things like that, you know? I think it's very similar. And I get that and I understand that, you know? But that's not the place for it. That's not the place to be putting this nasty comment. So I am going to start blocking people when I feel that, and I'm not going to do it left and right. Like, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that block people left and right on Twitter and on comments. I'm not going to do it left and right. People have a right to their opinion. I'm going to, you know, whatever. But if it's questioning things in my life or my recovery and things like that, and it's coming from a cruel or ignorant point of view, yes, I am going to block it. And that's just a decision that I've made. And I feel like I have a right to do that, you know? And I haven't done that for a very long time because I really stood to this belief that people have a right to their opinions. And I almost left the comment up. I almost, like, you know, left it up and thought, well, people can... But I thought, this doesn't even, like... You have such a bone to pick with me that you put it up in the middle. And I haven't looked at my other channels to see if they commented on my other channels yet. They may have. I don't know. But I thought, you have such a bone to pick with me that you posted this on my drama channel about Trisha Paytas. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. So anyway. Now that I've rambled on and on and on and on about that, let's actually go over and look. There's the trash guy. Let's go over and look at my comments from the other day. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so Lynette said that she makes vegan chicken salads all the time. She uses tofu pieces. Mel actually reached out to me with a recipe that I'm gonna try, so I'm really excited about that. Andrew said, the way Peter said, I still can't pronounce it, the thyroid medication, levothyroxine or whatever, but anyway, I can't pronounce it to save my life. Paula said, got a new phone, now I can comment again, love you. Aww. Catherine said, I think you mean those aluminum cups. My late grandma, I think that's what I mean too, yeah. Okay. You guys are so sweet with the comments that you leave me. Okay, so Tammy said, Peter, why are they saying that pancreatitis is from your medicine and not your diet? It's nothing to be ashamed of, but if you Google pancreatitis, one of the causes is a poor diet. It says a diet that is high in fat or sugar. So I know that 2 in 1,000 get pancreatitis from the Depakote, but why would they be sure it was that and not diet? They can't tell exactly why by any kind of test, right? No, I'm not actually sure about that. I cannot stand the way someone said that to you. Okay, so anyway, she says a bunch of other stuff. And then somebody said, that's my fear, he'll go back to his old way of unhealthy eating, not just review items, but also those daily high processed carb choices once he feels better. And I hope not, you know, like I have to say that's honestly one of my fears too, is that I've got to stay on top of it. Like yesterday I bought a bunch of yogurt, healthy yogurt at Target and some other healthy things, and I'm just trying to make healthy choices when I eat, you know. And honestly, like right now, I don't really feel like eating like high carbs or like greasy food. Like none of that sounds good to me. But like, I mean, I see your fear and like I feel the same way. And like this is a comment to me, like I just want to say this like on the heels of what I just went off about, that like this comment to me, like that's like, this is a questioning comment that I think is appropriate. Like I don't think like this is said in a mean-hearted way or anything like that. I mean, Tammy's commented on my videos for years and I know her, so like I don't think like this is a comment. I don't even think the comment from, hold on, who said it afterwards, Melissa, where she said that's my fear is that he'll go back to processed foods. Like I don't even think that that's like a nasty comment. I think that that's a concerned comment, right? Like I think that's in a saying it in a nice way. You know, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, Tammy. What I can tell you is they did all of these tests, all this blood work. I mean, you know, the hardest thing for me, and I saw so many people say that you have to be your own advocate, like when you're going to the doctor or going to the hospital or whatever. And I totally believe that. One of the hardest things for me is that, like, you're really at the mercy of the doctors, you know, and they did CAT scans and they did x-rays in my stomach and they did multiple blood tests and everything, like all of my organ stuff came back normal. They did all the, like a lot of the tests on there that people recommended, they said, oh, you need to have your GI specialist do this. They've done all these tests when I was in the hospital. They did tons of tests and nothing was coming back abnormal, which was why they would rule out all of this stuff, right? Like even like anyway, they like ruled out all these different things. And so really the only thing that they could find was, and it had something to do actually with my blood tests. It was something that was related to the Depakote was higher than normal people that have pancreatitis. And so that's how they said that it was because of the pancreatitis. I don't know. Like, you know, it's at some point, you know, you just have to like let go and let God, I guess, is where I'm at with it. Like I can't question every single different thing. And you know, I mean, I make a list of questions and I go in there and I've asked them about the food and whatever. And of course every doctor's like, well, yeah, it's better for you to eat healthy and, you know, eat a cleaner diet and things like that. And that's really good for you health wise and whatever. I mean, they've all said that to me. They all want me to lose weight. You know, I went to my neurologist the other day and he's like, this is a good start, you know, but we want you under 200 pounds and we want you to be closer to like 180. And, you know, so I mean, I get it, like, and I get the people's, your concerns out there. I just, at some point, I have to go with what the doctors are telling me, like, to continue to be resistant and go into every doctor and be like, well, no, I think it's the eating, or no, I think it's this, or no, I think it's that. Like, I would be in a doctor's office every other day, and so at some point I just had to kind of like listen to him and be like, okay, if this is what you're saying that it is, this is what you're saying that it is. And like, I will tell you, like, even my neurologist was like, it's not definitive. Like, there's no, we can't definitely tell that this is exactly a result of the Depakote, but being that we ruled out everything else and this is the one thing that's left, this is probably what it is. And so that's kind of how they came up with it. It wasn't like it was a definitive answer or anything like that. And really what my neurologist told me the other day was the true tell of time of whether or not this was the medication or not will be whether the pancreatitis comes back. Because typically, if you have pancreatitis and it's related to your gallbladder or gallstones, like gallstones in your ducts and things like that, or that you like are like horrible eating or whatever, that it'll flare back up again, and then you'll have like another bout of pancreatitis. And so that will be the true test. And if it's because of the medicine, I should never have pancreatitis again, because now that they've switched the medicine, with Keppra, it's not, that's not a side effect of Keppra, so I should never have pancreatitis again. And that's really like the true test. And so he said, like, we're just going to watch you closely over the next year or two, you know, and see how things go. And, you know, if you don't have another flare-up, then chances are that it was because of the medicine. But no, like, they don't know definitively, you know. And like, it was so interesting to me how many people commented on my vlog or my videos and said that's why they call medical practice, you know, because they're just trying to figure these things out, which I think is so true. You know, it's like it's not like an exact science and nobody knows anything, which is so frustrating when you're a patient and you just want the best, right? And you're just trying to figure out everything. But I appreciate your concerns. And you know, in some ways, like, I don't think it was great that I lost this much weight this quickly, but in other ways, I think, like, being thinner, and I definitely, like, people ask me, like, how's your back feel? My back feels much better now that I've lost weight. There were a couple days where it wasn't feeling great, but I think it was just from sitting around a lot. I don't think it had anything to do with my weight. But I think the good part of it is that it is really, like, made me want to be healthier and made me want to continue to lose weight. And so, you know, like, when I'm wanting a candy bar or something, like, I don't think, oh, like, I'm gonna have a candy bar. Like, I think, okay, well, I'm gonna eat something healthy like a yogurt or something like that. And in all honesty, and like, this is like the worst part of it, is like, I'm almost never hungry. Like, I have to basically force myself to eat stuff. So one of the things is that I noticed was that, like, if I eat processed food now, I find myself getting very, very nauseous and very sick. And like yesterday, Caroline and I went to Cafe Patachou, and like, I had my omelet that I usually have, and I had half a bagel, which I think the bagel is not great, but I wanted to have something extra, and I didn't want potatoes, and I was going to get yogurt, but I wasn't really feeling it. So anyway, I had a bagel. I had half a bagel. Not even half a bagel. I think I had like half a bagel, and had Caroline have the rest. And then she was beating herself up for eating this bagel. She's like, I didn't eat that bagel. I was like, whatever. But, you know, my omelet was like egg whites, avocado. It was very healthy. Dijon mustard, that was probably the most unhealthy thing in it. I mean, cheese. But when I eat at a restaurant and it's like freshly made like that, I don't get sick to my stomach anymore. Like, I don't feel sick. But when I eat something at home that's kind of like processed, like Alex, you know, has been, like, I said this the other day, that he's been making a lot of stuff in the air fryer. And like, even just to like look at it, you know, the food that he's made, like, almost kind of makes me sick to my stomach. Like, the smell of like the fried food and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe it's just like changed me, I hope. And I hope that I'll continue to get better. And I appreciate your support. And I really just want to say this, like, especially in response to the comment that I was talking about earlier. And you know, I just want to say this, like, I know people are going to be like, Peter, you should never have given that person the time of day, and you should never have mentioned it in your video. But like, I feel like for 6 years of being in my vlog, like, I've not mentioned things that have bothered me on YouTube, and I'm gonna do it. Like, I mean, if something is bothering me to the point where I feel like somebody is being ignorant or cruel, like, I'm gonna say something about it. Like, I'm not gonna hold back anymore, you know? Like I said, I feel blessed that I have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people that are so supportive of me, you know? But every once in a while, I need to go off a little bit, you know what I mean? But I just want to say, like, the comment that Tammy left me and Melissa, like, I appreciate those comments, because those make me think, you know? Those make me think about, like, okay, Peter, like, you need to stay healthy, you know, you need to think about your food choices that you're making. No, you were not eating healthy before. I mean, like, let's just be for real. Like, it has occurred to me, like, I just came back from a trip to Florida where I was not eating, like, super healthy, and then I get sick. Like, I mean, that has occurred to me, you know? So, I have questioned that, and I have thought a lot about, like, my health issues and things like that. So I appreciate those comments. Like, those keep me thinking and keep me on my toes, and, you know, will continue to make me want to be healthier, I think, you know? I mean, I think we all need accountability factors out there. It's kind of like when I was doing Weight Watchers, you know, weighing in once a week kept you kind of accountable, you know? So, just doing the best that I can to get by and trying to just put one foot in front of the other. So, anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here now. I've bitched and complained enough. 25 cents in the cuss jar for the day. But anyway, let me know what you guys, I never say that. You don't have to let me know what you think. You guys are going to comment anyway, and thank you for it. I appreciate it. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I hope that you are having a magically and amazing Thursday. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. You might be giving them hope. You might be inspiring and motivating them and just making them happy. So anyway, also be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!